Hello there, that's MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we are going to take a bit of a break from Aphelios, going to put him in the bench for a second as we're going to showcase something else, as there was more to the patch of the one that featured Aphelios, right? Like the one that we had recently. There was more to it than just that. It was a balance patch, and a lot of cards got nerfed, some got buffed, and today we're going to showcase a card that got buffed in that patch that I was particularly very interested about, but I haven't really showcased on the channel yet because of the bazillion Aphelios decks that I've been building, and that is your boy, the Greenglade Elder, in a deck called Forgot My Nail Clipper, because I just have a terrible sense of humor. Fun fact, I have like an obsession with nail clippers in the sense that ever since I was a kid, I don't know why, but I can't have like long fingernails. Like, it really irks me. I don't mind seeing others, you know. It's kind of weird, right? Because and this may be interpreted as kind of sexist, but it's just how I was as a kid. You know, I just couldn't stand the sight of like a man with long fingernails. It just, you know, especially when you're a kid and you have like all that dirt below. So I would take a nail clipper to school when I was like 8 years old, and I would clip my nails, and I would clip others' nails, because there was this kid in my class who just would not clip his fucking nails. They were disgusting, and you know, in the middle of the recess, I just cut them off. I got into a little bit of trouble, but yeah, that's a memory from my childhood. So yeah, I have a thing with that. Yeah. Don't really look too deep into it. I don't really know. I guess it's just something I don't like it, right? And when I see the Greenglade Elder, you know, with these fucking claws right here, yeah, it disgusts me a little bit. But I like the card so much that I'm willing to forgive him. Greenglade Elder is a card that got significantly buffed in this patch. He used to be a 3-mana 1/1 with the ability of upon summoning, you grant all allies in hand +1/+1. Emphasis on the grant, even though for hand buff there's no other way to really apply that. It used to be a 1/1 though, like I mentioned, which made it so that you barely had any tempo whatsoever for a 3-mana play, and thus, especially as more and more mechanics were released and hand buff in general was less and less of a thing, or had even less of a chance of being a thing, because it's not like hand buff ever truly was a thing. You know, Greenglade Elder in that state just could not really compete with what the meta provided you with, especially at 3 mana. But now at 3 attack, this guy can block into fearsome units. This guy can trade into a lot of 2-drops, 3-drops, even 4-drops out there, like the likes of the Chumpwump, for example. And that really does go a long way. So we have a deck that is comprised of a lot of units with a total of 12 spells. We really don't want any more than this, but I do feel like the 12 spells that we are running are pretty essential, as we're playing a full set of Relentless Pursuit, because Rally is my favorite champion. We got a couple of single combats for a little bit of interaction with the opponent. We have a full set of Retreat, which can be utilized on Greenglade Elder to summon him and get another +1/+1 boost on all your hand. Then we have a couple of copies of Concussive Palm, a couple of copies of Deny, and I thought there was something else. I don't know why. Yeah, that's basically it when it comes to spells. Disruption, also a little bit of defense as well. This can also work well with Retreat Return, for example, as we can return Concussive Palm to our hand to get, or the Tail of the Dragon rather, to get Concussive Palm again recycled, and we can utilize Return to bring in one of our 3-drops instead onto the board. So there's a lot of very neat plays in this deck with that, but ultimately the objective is to find Greenglade Elder on curve, play him on curve, buff up your entire hand, and if you have more, do that, and then get going with cards that really benefit from buffs, like for example the Navari Highwayman, and of course the likes of the Silverwing Vanguard, which is really good in this deck. Every time we boost this with our Greenglade Elder, we will be inherently doubling that buffs, because the Silverwing Vanguard will create an exact copy of itself, which means all the buffs, all the boosts that it may have will be translated into a second version. And it ultimately is a deck that is basically there to work capitalizing on decks like Anivia. This deck really feeds on Anivia control. If you pilot it correctly, your win rate against it will be very, very high, because the Relentless Pursuits are just backbreaking for them. They don't have access to Deny or anything like that due to the region combination. So as long as you don't overcommit for their board wipes, it's very easy for you to get a really overwhelming board state that can just backbreak them with back-to-back consecutive attacks. We are playing QUINN to really benefit off of our 4 different sources of rally, as we are running a 1-off of Tana Crown Garden, because I was very excited to play a deck with QUINN that was not, you know, just scouts with Bilgewater and Grand Plaza, right? I feel like QUINN can provide more, and she definitely does benefit significantly from hand buffs from Greenglade Elder, as well as her weak body is one of her few weaknesses, right? So being able to enhance that and make her beefy and hard to kill is really neat, as we can control her from like more high-end removal with stuff like Deny, and work for the level up, which can allow us to just really push in some damage, as leveled up QUINN is one of the most epic things ever. And it's funny because she's one of the champions that I've showcased on the channel the least, but I really do like QUINN a lot. And I love, like, she's one of the most satisfying champions to level up ever. And I feel like I should showcase her more and build more decks around her, because I do believe that is definitely a possibility. But that's the beauty of Legends of Runeterra, right? You always feel like there's more to create. And that cannot be said about every card game out there. Egghead Researcher is also here. It may seem a little bit out of place, but the reality is he gives me a body to block with early on, and he creates a dragon in my hand, which means that even though if I play him on curve, I will still replace him in my hand with another unit that will be buffed by the Greenglade Elder. That's why we have him here. You can also benefit, get some value off of him by, you know, recalling and playing him again to the likes of the Navari Conspirator, or even Retreat Return in specific niche scenarios. And obviously Zed benefits significantly from any sort of buff, and is the reason why we're running him here. So that's the deck list right there. Very proud of this build, but I do gotta emphasize that this deck is very matchup dependent. There are matchups which are great, and there are matchups which just feel like auto loss, honestly. If you run into Fiora Shen with this, for example, you're gonna have a bad time. So this is not a deck that I would recommend for you to try to climb ranked with. This is the deck that I would recommend if you want to have fun, play something different, try out the hand buffing archetype, you know, at least what is available of it as of now. And if you're into rally as much as I am, because I'm like, this is like a drug for me. It's just, I love rallying all day, every day. Insert 420 joke here. Anyways, I really feel like this deck is very fun and very satisfying, but I also don't want to lure you into thinking that this is a deck that you can use to climb with, because it is inconsistent. It is more dependent on draws than other builds, and there are some horrendous matchups out there in the meta, so you got to keep all of this in mind. Regardless, still very fun to play. I got some good games for you today, so hopefully you enjoy that. And I'm going to stop talking. Have a soul day. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for regular Legends of Runeterra content. I'm going to have a few days without an upload soon because I am away working on my move. But I'll be back soon, and we'll keep the grind rolling. Love ya. I'll see you around. So there's one thing you need to know about this deck, and that is mulligan for Greenglade Elder, unless you're very good at the game like me and you get them in your opening hand. I love that retreat as well, even though we want more units. Our spell count isn't that high, because we want to have as much value out of Greenglade Elder as possible. Normally, playing Egghead Researcher on curve is fine, because he does give you another unit in hand, right? But because we have the retreat... No, never mind.
I'm something of an aspiring trichologist.
Never mind.
Oh, that was mud.
This Egghead Researcher is amazing. It actually stops him full on his tracks. Ooh!
No greater gift than
The power of knowledge!
Greater good.
Oh boy.
No turning back now. You'll never see it coming.
come back later. I will teach you.
I'm gonna block like this. Get rid of the Legion Saboteur. Go with you again.
Traditions are lost if not passed on. Nothing but Noxian might.
Cool story, bro.
Do not fear the crowded path. Coming in hot! Shadows cut deep as any weapon.
Is that all you got? A cargo!
We'll continue to work for the level up. My opponent has all the fragments now, so he can't level up Riven. But we do have Concussive Palm. Ideally, this turn we go Concussive Palm and infuse Firebrand. We go Firebrand now. 7/7 thick with Fury and Spell Shield. Region combination cannot stop a Concussive Palm.
I won't look back. The time for talk is over. Conflict awaits.
Think before you strike.
I'll defend these forests to the end.
They will bleed or
Noxus!
I'll handle this myself.
Hold nothing back.
Can easily have a way to boost this, is the problem. So I'll take this down.
Run while you can.
These woods belong to us.
They followed the wrong master.
Move with purpose.
I have many faces. I must claim what is ours.
No one's the wiser.
I'm gonna go for the retreat here.
Apt pupil.
My life for the Order.
Fly for Noxus!
Boom.
I am a true master.
I see every move.
It's too late for you. You cannot escape. Damn it!
I have to take as little as damage as possible, so I have to block like this.
Do not deny me.
We're gonna open attack
It must be done.
to force the trades
Finally, peace.
after we survive that huge ass harrowing.
I was born in battle.
All right, Riven.
By war.
No more threat of ruination. What's my best line of play here? My best line of play is potentially Genevieve, actually. Definitely Genevieve.
Dragons, such fascinating creatures.
So let's develop you and you. Beautiful.
Is the hand of Noxus.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Follow my lead.
We go Genevieve now. Into pursuit. Into the win, baby. Nice! Nice! There we go. It's hilarious. Alright. Let's see if we can climb a little bit with this. Okay, so we got that first win. Let's go for another one. Round 2 against Zoe. Aphelios. I think if you're gonna play this, you'd rather play Victor or Ezreal, in my opinion. Again, full mulligan on our search for Senpai. Senpai is nowhere to be seen. I repeat, Senpai is nowhere to be seen. But we don't lose hope. Oh god, that's tough. That's the thing about this deck. You're gonna brick sometimes, but then you're gonna find Greenglade Elder is gonna be all fine. No Mountain Goat. Nice. All right, so no turn 1 Zoe, no Mountain Goat. That's pretty good.
No greater gift than
The knowledge. We have a couple of spells here, but we have some really neat value from this Greenglade Elder, as our opponent just goes for a main deck Death Ray. I'm very surprised whenever I see people main deck this card. I think this card is terrible, but it did work out pretty well there, even though now he's gonna draw more of those. I'm gonna go with the Silver Wing Vanguard. Give myself a couple of challengers. And I will attack. I need damage. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have some like double Mystic Shot or something. Oh, that's one. That's one.
First day on the job. The gun's real.
Whoa, this man likes to dream big. Having Quinn as a 4/5 is really nice. Depending on what our opponent does, we could even go for a Relentless Pursuit this time around, but I definitely do want to preserve that.
Fall into place.
I definitely do want to preserve that for when I have Genevieve, because being able to Relentless Pursuit with Genevieve is just amazing. But at the same time, if I do play Quinn now and I Relentless Pursuit this turn, I can threaten my opponent with a level up very early on. Oh, okay.
Demacian needs heroes.
Alright, so I guess Victor's Death Ray makes more sense if you're running an Insightful Investigator deck. And then Rummage to get rid of the Fleetings. Also, like, Fleeting with, I want to try out the Stress card with the Insightful Investigator. That's actually, you know, this gave me a really neat idea. Thank you. Thank you, random opponent, for the very neat idea.
I'll defend these forests to the end. We will defend them to the end.
You could have a Filio Signature spell. But what we're going to do is very clear here. We're going to try to, honestly, attack twice with our board.
These woods belong to us.
Gotta love scouts. Alright, that's fine. Expensive play. We eliminate the card draw. As we still have this challenger, we have the ability to hit our opponent once more. And honestly, we're even threatening them with a lethal here with Relentless Pursuit if they don't do anything. They have 4 mana left. Our Quinn is too big for him to be able to deal with her. Even though, I mean, Hush just prevents 2 damage, right? And this also, there's been no Spacey Sketcher, no Super School Star Chart. Nothing like that. Barely anything played, which means he cannot resort to that. This may be it. No, we're barely missing out. Barely missing out.
Still heart, steady aim. Reach out. You'll pay.
Not gonna go for the Relentless Pursuit just for 5 damage. We can do better.
Subterfuge, hidden clues. It's all here.
We can't do this, this, and this. But we can do, with 10 mana, we can do Valor into Grizzled Ranger with Deny backup.
The facts fall into place.
Yeah, we're okay with that.
Alright, let's mess some folks up.
Oh,
Ba-da-da-dum-bum. Ba-da-da-dum-bum.
I bear a message from. Oh, hey, what's that?
He's the super cool start chart anyways. I mean, honestly, why not Relentless Pursuit here? There's no reason not to. There we go. Nice! 2 in a row, baby!
Great. Now let's get back out there.
Alright, impatience. We shall embrace it. 300s. Keep in mind this deck is like, again, not competitive in the sense that it can compete with pretty much anything, even though it has some really bad matchups. But it is also very draw dependent, right? And it can be very frustrating if you're trying to use it as a deck to like purely climb. You just want to, you know, I mentioned this in the deck tech, but I want to make sure, you know, it's clear, right? It's a fun deck because it is more draw dependent than others, right? That's the biggest issue it has. But I like playing decks like these every now and then. They're extra fun when they go off. Echo is our next opponent, and they are playing the deck that we featured yesterday, or should have featured yesterday. Ooh, love it. Absolutely love it. Just love seeing the Greenglade Elder in my opener, man. The question is, do we play Egghead Researcher on curve? The answer is probably not, because we want to keep the spell mana. We'll see, though. Oh, definitely. Oof, oof, oof. Oh my goodness. I think we should, maybe we should play the Egghead Researcher. We're in a back-to-back Greenglade Elder. We may as well, we want to have the pumps go to the dragon, right? The thing is, there is always the possibility of us picking up a return retreat. But because we have back-to-back Greenglade Elder. Alright, are you gonna...
Ask me about dragons, I just may have an answer.
Yeah. Happy I did that. Because elusive dragon getting thicker.
What a specimen.
Good thing. He could have something like a Pale Cascade, but it would not draw him a card. So the flight was originally in Raptor's deck for this variant. I didn't include it because I think this is a bad inclusion.
Traditions are lost and not passed on.
I don't like this card. It's a bit clunky. I'm just not a fan. I think, yeah, it's nice to have the elusive tag. I mean, if you're, I think you play this if you play Mind Meld. The problem is the current version with triple pick a card. I mean, I get it. It's an elusive unit, right? But it's not a 1-drop, really. I mean, you can technically use it as a 1-drop here, but... Well, you lose tempo.
Remember our promise, Aphelios.
Alright. No Nightfall trigger. That's good for us.
Tales of our past are seeds for our future.
Look at that value. Look at that value, son. Oh my lord. I'm gearing up for a powerful attack. We could see Twist of Fate here. Twist of Fate could go down and go for a gold card or anything, but if he does waste resources just to deal with the Elders, that's completely fine. But I love the fact that they're like actually like an offensive menace now, right? Like they have 3 attack. Which means I can go with the Greenglade Elder attack, and I'm throwing 7 damage to the Nexus, which kind of like forces some trades, or at least really puts my opponent extremely vulnerable to rally effects. Next turn we'll have 5 mana, so next turn I will... Ooh.
I recall my training.
Guide him, mother. Blessings of the moon.
Goes for the Veiled Temple. We get a huge hit off. Oh my god, that retreat. That retreat, though. Normally, I would like to focus on a Quinn development here, but that means I can't go for a retreat this turn.
Never lost a fair game. Blue as the Serpentine.
I have to really debate here.
Silent as death.
Could play Quinn, but I'm gonna opt to go for Shadow Assassin because I need a blocker.
Rewards its faithful.
With this Shadow Assassin, I stop the flight from drawing for Twist of Fate.
Lady Luck is smiling.
I'll take this hit. No problem.
Pablo's been down, but his knee out.
We Demacians are no easy prey.
Extend your hand.
Stalling, huh? Fuel pay! Scouting ahead.
They will know.
I'm gonna attack with Quinn here, try to apply pressure. Or not, okay.
Still have some fire.
Oh, you're a wee nutty.
A final lesson.
Well, we're in a bit of a pickle here. We had a fantastic curve, like, but this is actually a matchup that, because we don't have as much interaction, that's fine. It shouldn't count. Like, honestly, this is one of the things that I don't like about Runeterra, like how unclear it is with some spell interactions. Like, if I take that out of the way, the spell fizzles. So I don't feel like it should count. It would allow people to interact with the Aphelios more. I don't know.
I am the blade in the darkness.
I wish I had a way to surprise my opponent with Zed here.
Heard you're new in the area.
I'm gonna play the Navari Highwayman, just have chump blockers here, while still keeping the 9-mana open, because this could be a variant that is indeed playing Mind Meld.
A crescent path opens before us. Our path is fixed. Now we must walk it.
I still don't think he should be leveled up at this point. I think I should have been able to disrupt that, but sometimes life ain't fair.
Start the round.
Believe, Aphelios.
Where are you off to?
Or said so.
We've been through a lot.
I guess you can win them all.
Not deny me.
He has to block because with this attack I am threatening lethal.
You're in for a whopping.
I am the shadow.
to find a way to navigate around this.
Soak it in.
Setting up Gravitum, which will halt my attack here. So there's no point in me going TN at Krongard. I need to set it up so that I have an Empyrean sort of like. I do force Gravitum out of him though. This is my trump card, but I could draw into more rallies.
My life for the Order.
I'm a people person.
Doubt is heavy on their minds.
Demacian needs heroes.
He's phased in Crescendum, which I don't understand. He should be phasing in. Well, that's the Moonlight Affliction. That's the one off of Hush. I believe this is this is definitely.
Brace.
This is definitely. I do have to find a way to set this up.
Gotta survey the battlefield.
Hold it, partner.
The Order.
Ring the flippin' bell!
I am with you.
Ooh, you wee scruff! My win streak!
Reach out, Aphelios.
I probably should have kept one alive so I could go for a Navari Conspirator.
A crescent path opens before us.
I don't think he has more answers like regarding Hush and everything. I just don't know how I can get this attack off. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I can play the Empyrean, but then that just leaves me wide open. This Zed is halted. This Grizzled Ranger just is not enough. I can't complain about my draws or anything like that. But this matchup is a very good example of how like we just don't have enough interaction. We have a couple of single combats, but we didn't draw them. And thus dealing with Twists of Fate was impossible for us, and we just couldn't stop it level up. As simple as that. Like we're very weak to Twists of Fate decks. Just decks that snowball like this one because of how linear we are. So we just cry every time. We move on. All right. I don't know, like the day I'm recording, man, Teemo is everywhere. And eventually I'll understand why. Like I don't get it. Like I've ran into 8 Teemos today. 8 Teemos. Like that's never happened. I swear to God, man, this Runeterra community is like a hive, dude. Everybody does the same thing. It's insane. It's actually absurd. All right.
No greater gift than knowledge.
It's alright, we got your boy Elder.
In Avarosa's name.
Enough for everyone.
We're gonna be reactive with our retreat.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
We're gonna develop Zed here.
Think I'm still like a yodel in uniform?
We go as one. Look out for reavers.
Excuse you.
Silent as death.
And now, after that exchange, we go for the retreat to develop the Shadow Assassin and be able to block into Teemo, right? Like that's something that they weren't expecting initially. And that's one of the beautiful aspects of retreat here. I think Navari, Conspirator, and True Elders need. The problem is I have like a lot of Zeds, so the value is not really that amazing. But I would like to buff Quinn as well. But it is important to know that this slows me down significantly. Yeah, and I don't know if I can afford to slow down, especially after seeing that.
We Demacians are no easy trick.
I'm gonna play Quinn. He can't kill my Shadow Assassin. He can kill my Valor, but that's something I'm okay with. I mean, it's kind of annoying because I do want to utilize this Valor to start pushing for a Quinn level up.
Take your time. Won't make a difference.
Now the Hexcore Foundry is online. Like, I'm actually going to have a very easy time picking up a rally effect here. All right. Oh man.
Slow down, will you?
Come on, you big grouch.
Grizzled Ranger it is, though. I need that scout attack. Like I said, Quinn's level up is a win condition here. As we're going to try to break through.
A chill in the air.
I don't care.
Here we go.
I don't care if you frostbite me. Ha 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 ha. And now, surprise, motherfucker.
I am the blade in the darkness. They won't suffer long.
We're going in.
My life for Avarosa. I, fooled him.
Quinn is close. We do find another retreat.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
I'll have what he's having.
My
Nice.
life for the order.
My life for the order.
Grow free.
I've always been a fun guy.
I'll scout ahead.
You cannot escape.
My turn.
When tribe calls, a reply is proper.
Still heart, steady aim.
Now we attack with Quinn and our Grizzled Ranger because our opponent has no 4 attack unit on the board. So we really want to get as much value out of our scout as possible. Because if my opponent blocks anything that he blocks into Quinn will die, right? So even though I could lose Quinn, if he focuses 2 blocks on her, I still get some really good damage here. Wow.
Just like hunting thresher geese.
I love her animation, by the way.
Fly swiftly, kill.
Kill swiftly. We're going in, boys.
Beg your pardon?
What I said. Did I stutter? How we looking at with puff cap? 17. We can handle that all day, every day. This open attack, it's gonna be dirty. Yeah, boy.
Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
groceries.
We go as one.
And before, like, out of hand lethal, like 12 damage in hand. Like, I don't even know. That's actually not possible. So never mind. That is actually not possible.
Great. Now let's get back out there.
Calm down. We've had enough.